Hello, post-road scientists. This is Scientist Cook, and I'm going to lead you through the next part of our activity this week, which is the dissection. So you've been soaking your beans for a little while. I took the beans out, and I actually patted them dry. And you can see that one of them split open, and one of them did not. So be prepared, not all experiments work the way that you are hoping that they will work. So what I want you to look at now is after soaking. So here we are after. Before we soaked the beans, they were white, about 1 inch long, curved in semicircle, smooth outer side. Now I'm going to do a really quick observation, and I put this on this black background for you. And I'm observing that now it looks a little more wrinkly on the outside. So I'm going to write that down. So the outside is wrinkly. I'm noticing that it's not smooth anymore. It's bumpy to the touch. Bumpy to the touch. I observed that one of these broke open. So it broke open. Okay. And I noticed that there's this part on the outside that's seems to be coming off. Okay. So a part of the outside is coming off. All right. So again, it's just good to make observations because that's what scientists do. And you have to write those observations down and share them with the world. All right. So now I'm going to get into the dissection. So if I look here, what I want to have at hand, of course, is my bean seed diagram so that I can understand what it is that I'm looking at. So when I open this, first of all, look at that. All right, so my bean broke a little bit, but if I look here, this was on the outside. And so if I look, does it look like the epicotyl? Does it look like it's the leaves? No. Does it look like the hypocotyl that might be the stem? No. Does it look like the radicle, which might turn into the root? Not at all. Does it look like this whole thing, which is the embryo? Does this part here look like the cotyledon, which is the inside? Well, no, but actually what's kind of cool, this does look like the cotyledon, all right, because that looks like it's the same. But what was on the outside? The seed coat. So I think right here I found the seed coat. And now I think I found the cotyledon, which is the stored food. Now I'm going to go to the other part of my embryo or my bean and see if I can find the epicotyl, the hypocotyl, and the radicle, which are all together called the embryo. So I'm zooming in a little bit here and look at this. So I'm just using a pencil. You don't need anything fancy to do this work, but look at this. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Look at that. So I can see here this curved part, all right? And I know my bean broke, but if I look, this looks to me very much like the radicle and the hypocotyl. I'm not sure if I'm seeing the epicotyl here. And I'm going to have to make a really, unfortunately, I just broke the part that I was looking at. But I do think, actually, that right here might be the epicotyl. I'm not sure, the part that develops into the leaves. But I'm certain, seeing where I found this, that this is the hypocotyl, and then the radicle was a part of this. But I think I broke it off. Okay? So look at that. I have just identified all of the parts of my bean seed. And when I dissected it or took it apart, I was able to find the seed coat, which was the outside part. And if I look at the bean that is still together, maybe what I can do here is try to pry this one open because I have two to work with. All right, so very carefully and gently, I'm kind of trying to break it open. Oh my goodness. And so look here. All right, breaking it open. And again, look at that. It's the same. Oh, there it is. I think here, it's hard to tell, but I do think that this might be the epicotyl of the other bean. All right, I could be wrong. Actually, you know what? I am wrong. Look. Wow, look at the difference.